Hello! In 2022 or 2023, I was originally supposed to make a review of LEGO Santa Claus, a direct-to-video movie from the Legos series by Real Wheels. Even though I recorded everything for that video, I never got around to finish the video. Maybe I might release the unreleased cut someday.
Look what I found. It's a donkey.
I always want to come back to make this video or recreate it, so that's what I'm doing. Recreating a review I did a year or two ago. As a bonus, I'm also going to review Santa Claus songs. Another tape from a different series called Real Rocking Wheels. 2 separate VHS tapes, 2 different plots, and 1 count of false advertising, which I might explain later on in the video. Without further ado, let's begin this review by first talking about There Goes Santa Claus. The movie starts off with a Dave Hood Entertainment logo that sounds like the THX logo, and then the title of the movie appears with a MIDI rendition of Jingle Bells in the background. The There Goes text disappeared, but the Santa Claus text just never disappeared for a few more seconds. And then we saw Dave Hood himself and Becky dressed up as Santa Claus. And then Dave says that Santa gave them permission to be Santa for the day to learn about the true spirit of Christmas. And then Dave explains what's going on 2 days ago. They got to Big Bear, California to visit Santa's village, and Becky repeats a thing that she already said.
Oh, look at this place! Look at this place!
Then Becky goes shopping and Dave goes to a petting zoo. In the scene, Dave interacts with the animals like a pig and a
Miniature bucking bronco.
And then a reindeer appears. Thank God it's not even a donkey, for crying out loud. And then Becky shops for some ornaments. She should have gotten a Ouija ornament. That goes perfect with any tree. Becky then goes to Dave about the years and the Christmas tree ornaments, and they forgot they didn't have a Christmas tree, so they got to a Christmas tree farm. Then Becky annoys David of the Christmas trees that are literally the same, and she wanted a perfect one or something. Can you tell these reviews are literally unscripted? Because they are. Then Dave and Becky chop down the Christmas tree, and then they take it home. Becky accidentally wraps around both the tree and Dave, and then realizes that Dave is actually the Christmas tree the whole time. Just kidding, David wasn't even the tree. Then they finish the tree, and they relax with some hot chocolate. It's been 6 minutes, and we haven't even saw Santa Claus. Come on, his name is on the title, for crying out loud. Then David says he wants to meet Santa Claus for some reason, because meeting a fictional thing that is created by parents to make their kids behave during Christmas time is definitely normal. Then Becky tells David that he is likely on the naughty list due to the other stuff that he did on the other There Goes 8 tapes, and clips from those are actually shown. Ooh, the continuity. After a whole minute, we finally hear sleigh bells. Could this mean Santa's here? No, it's just a gift sack and some clothes. And a note by one of Santa's elves. The note mentions that the sack of gifts were apparently missing and somehow got dropped to there. So Santa wants them back, and Dave and Becky has to dress up these Santa costumes while bringing the sack into his house. Also, why make toys when you could have just get the toys or any other stuff from, I don't know, Asda?
That's Asda prize.
After they both dressed up as Santa and does the cutest thing a couple would have done, violence, a funny squirrel appears, which, in the unreleased review, I actually find it funny. And you know what's great about these Spirit Halloween quality costumes? The itchy beards. And of course, they do their impractical quest to go to the North Pole. Considering that they're actually going to Santa's grotto at a very cold temperature during the winter season, and also because the North Pole is extremely frozen, that could take them a year to go to there. And that's if they're lucky, because due to the cold temperature, they could die. If they want to go to the North Pole, they would have to go by a plane that can somehow support the cold temperatures, some warm clothes because the Santa outfits won't do, and some food that can actually last the whole trip. By the way, we are 12 minutes in and we haven't saw the actual Santa or even a vehicle. I saw the beginnings of other Real Wheels tapes, and apparently they would show the vehicle immediately or in the 3-minute mark. And that's if you're counting the intros on some of these tapes being like a whole minute. This makes There Goes Santa Claus the only tape to not show the vehicles within the first 3 minutes. Speaking of vehicles...
What's that? It's a snowcat!
After almost 30 minutes, we finally see a vehicle, a snowcat. They go to the 2 seats while the main person who drives it, drives it for a while. The music is also apparently relaxing, and I guess this is a perfect breather to the fact that we actually wasted 13 minutes to see this. Sadly, all good things must come to an end as they get out of the vehicle because the driver said the following.
This is as far as I can go. Say hi to Santa for me.
They go back to the hike and then Becky trips over and sees a sleigh.
It's a bargain!
Thanks for reminding me boglings exist for some reason.
It's a bargain!
Dave Hood himself then uses the boglin or sleigh and did a funny fall, which caused Becky to laugh. But remember, they can also go into fights sometimes, so yeah. After some other stuff happened, they found a snowmobile. Dave then drove the snowmobile, hits a bump that makes Becky accidentally drop the sack itself, and the snowmobile unexpectedly ran out of gas, and apparently they had to go back to get the presents, or the sack, I don't know. And then they see some skis, and of course they use it, because stealing and of course using them is perfectly fine according to them. They also fall out of it because funny.
Holy
people!
After a whole minute of filler, we then see a sled controlled by dogs. And Dave apparently uses the wrong command to make them go, which I'll admit is actually kind of funny, along with Becky cause why not. After what feels like forever, Dave said the funny mush word to make the dogs go because he just figured it out, along with another relaxing scene. Then Dave wants to take a pee, so he has to stop and go to a tree. After he did a take a pee, accidentally said mush, and of course the dog sleigh goes away. This resulted in a fight. Heck, even a snowball fight as well. Then they found some snowshoes that of course makes them fall. Of course it does. And after what feels like, I don't know, 10 years, they finally managed to go to the North Pole and see.
Look! There it is!
That's Santa's house, we made it!
Come on!
Wait a minute, I gotta get tidied up. I wanna look good for Santa. Santa, we made it!
They have finally gone to Santa's house. I hope nothing bad will happen.
Dear Dave and Becky, sorry I missed you. I had to be on my way. The reindeer and I have a lot of stops to make. Don't worry about the presents. I had my elves make extras. Thanks for trying so hard. See you next year. Ho, 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 Santa Claus.
What the fuck? What's the fucking point if you basically lose your own sack that one of your elves go to the house and put a note on it just for the people in the house to go outside and suffer the coldness, and then put a note in your house because the elves actually made some new presents? All of that for nothing. Hey, at least they still have faith in Santa, Christmas, and humanity as well. That's one good thing. And he did say he believes in Santa a billion jillion times, and then suddenly...
Look!
That's right, this is the only time you see Santa in this movie on a VHS tape called There Goes Santa Claus, and it just doesn't make any sense. Why did they advertise Santa on the front cover and only just to make him a disembodied voice at the end of the film? During the ending, he says if you believe in Santa, make sure you be nice instead of being naughty because he knows what you're doing. Dave then tells the viewer that they're going to see you next year, meaning this tape is meant to be watched over and over again, even if the kid audience of 3 to 8 actually probably saw it 1,000 times already. Also, more Becky committing violence to David because, well, that's perfectly normal. Wait, did I say David again? Instead of Dave? Whatever. Now it's time for my opinion and rating of this movie. There Goes Santa Claus is actually a alright movie. Despite its problems and having barely any Santa, it's actually kind of funny in some scenes, and I'm sure it would actually entertain a child. But, of course, aside from barely any Santa, the massive problem is the massive amount of filler. And of course, my rating is a 5 out of 10. And I will officially call it a direct-to-VHS thing that barely has any Santa. Okay, I think it's now time to talk about the elephant in the room. So when I was watching the video about the VHS opening of the Gumby movie, I saw a commercial about the Kid Vision VHS tapes they created. One of the commercials they used is actually about Wheel Wheels. And in the Wheel Wheels segment of the commercial, I saw Santa Claus on roller skates, and I thought to myself, that's actually a pretty decent idea to review a tape about Santa Claus on roller skates and other vehicles. Sadly, it didn't have any of that. It was 2 people on vehicles, and of course them dicking around for like 12 minutes before the actually fun vehicle parts began. Heck, this entire review was supposed to come out during last year's Halloween special, which I never got around to releasing or even completing its editing progress. I actually later on changed the thumbnail because I was actually planning to release this video during Christmas time, but the video never came out. When I was editing my original review of Lego Santa Claus, I found out the commercial uses footage from a different tape called Santa Claus Songs. A completely different tape from the Wheel Wheels spin-off, Wheel Walking Wheels. And yes, I'm going to review it right now. Is that Santa Claus? Well, obviously yes. And look at that, he's in the intro doing the stuff Father Christmas or Santa Claus would usually do. Like riding a 4x4, making cookies with the kids, riding roller skates, and driving a car. It truly is a Christmas miracle. And then we see 3 kids going to the library where they talk about Santa Claus, because that is the normal thing kids do. Go to the library and talk about a fictional thing. Or is Santa real? I'm not sure. Then the oldest one of the friends actually say that they apparently saw like a miniature sleigh and reindeer and Santa last year. And people thought Santa's sleigh, reindeers and himself are big. They are now tiny as hell. So they go to the library and one of the older kids actually said this.
Wow, look at all these books.
That will be definitely me when I go into the library for the first time. And I've never even been into a library before. Also, kinda like the MIDI music in the background. Really gives that 90s aesthetic.
3 children looking for Santa Claus.
The librarian asked the kids to follow him because, well, he has a very special book to show. The book is a copy of Christmas in America, an actually real book that shows photos of, well, Christmas in America, and the book was released in 1988. Then the kids sit in the chair, the librarian puts the book on the table, and the book magically opened by itself by using some demon powers, and a demon version of Santa appears. I don't know why do I find this terrifying, it must have been the face. Not to mention how he actually moves is extremely unnatural. No in-between frames, not even with some actually good lip-syncing, which I can understand because this tape was made in a very low budget. And then Santa uses a flashbang grenade to take the kids to the North Pole, where we hear the very first song on this tape, Holiday Lights. It isn't always song even forgettable, but yeah, it's a song about holiday lights. What do you expect? So Santa appears out of nowhere, throws snow at the wall, and the children talks about toy shops and candy shops that he has. And out of the blue, Santa turns into like a miner and sings about it for some reason. He got excited over that, and one of the kids actually pointed out that they have to answer their questions. He apologizes, and we're about to go to the next song, which is called Fun at Santa Town or Fun at St. Nick's Village. I'm not sure what's the actual title here. It's another decent song, and it shows Santa going around on kiddie rides, petting animals at his zoo, which apparently the animals didn't die from the cold temperatures. And of course, making food with the kids at the kitchen that he somehow has. Which, even though he does get food during Christmas Eve, when he was going to houses and houses trying to find cookies and mince pies, well, he also creates food with the kids sometimes. Also, that toy shop looks extremely familiar as the one used in Lego Santa Claus. Does this mean that Santa's actually in Big Bear, California this entire time? Probably. And then Santa becomes a rapper. You know, I thought that talking screw on Lego Santa Claus is weird. What even the hell is this? He did turn back to normal though, so it's all good, as Santa-related things should be. He then asks the kids if they want to see him in action, which he meant going around places without a sleigh controlled by reindeers. And they obviously said yes. And then Santa does a very choppy surfing technique. And then we go to another song, Santa Gets Around, a song about Santa going to places with vehicles and non-vehicles, like what the fuck? And if you thought that's weird, he even tries to do a hula loop. I mean, what's going on in this whole song? Santa's probably even getting drunk nearby the Christmas tree and dancing all the time in these parts. He's on like a fire engine, he is dancing nearby one, he is like on probably an ambulance, he's on a car. I mean, these were the parts I was looking for in the commercial, but I just think this song is bizarre despite the song actually being pretty good. And yes, he does use the roller skates or rollerblades or something, because that's something Santa Claus do. Roller skating. After the song, the kids try to look for Santa, but he is nowhere to be seen. So they magically turn into detectives and the song Looking for Santa plays. The song is decent like the others, but a bit forgettable just like the others. And pizza towel sound effects also play in the background. Also, is it me or why do I think the kids just didn't even notice a Santa behind them or probably in front of them? That just feels like the entire song. Looking for Santa even though he was already found because the kids can't even see him. Oh look, they found him. I don't know how they found him. They actually didn't specify on that. But hey, at least the script is a lot better than a certain other movie made by DeviantArt Degenerates that I revealed on this channel before. Anyways, Santa asked the kids if they want to see his stuff he did besides Christmas all year round. And one of the kids obviously said yes, because you can't say no to a demon disguised as him. And then we go to a song called What Does Santa Do the Rest of the Year? It's a song about what Santa does for the rest of the year. Nothing special. Yeah, like I always said, there's nothing special about all the songs seen here. At least it's kinda cool we see more footage of Santa roller skating though. That's always a good thing. And Santa is also reading a book that also exists as well. I'm not joking. Oh look, an advertisement for the other Real Wheels tapes that isn't the sing-along ones. Hey, at least he actually got obsessed with vehicles, he actually wants to learn more of how they work. Demon Santa then tells the viewer that his job is to make children happy. And then he introduces the final song, Celebration of Santa Claus. The opening of the song sounds like it's from the song Jingle Bells, and well, the rest is just alright. There's nothing else to say about it, it's just alright. And then it's time to finally have those kids say goodbye to this thing. And then he flash grenade these kids back to the library. The usual thing our Father Christmas would even do. Oh yeah, Santa also disguises as a piece of paper just to hide in the book. And that's the entire movie. Oh yeah, there's also meant to be a 7th song, but they didn't even use it in the movies, or tape thing, so yeah. Santa Claus songs is an alright tape thing. Yeah, I have nothing else to say, except it has Santa, 6 out of 10. What else can I actually say for the ending other than I now have a Luigi ornament since my birthday this year. I have watched Wallace & Gromit Adventure Most Foul, and it was pretty good, and well, my Christmas was amazing. Well, and it's, I think, better than my birthday, actually, because I had more presents. Which, you can thank that one Switch OLED thing for actually causing me to have less presents on my birthday. Merry Christmas, or Crimble Pipes, have a Happy New Year, and stay random, everyone. Man, time flies extremely quick, and I'm 17 years old.